So here we are with a review of the Nike Zoom Fly 3 shoe at 1,000 kilometers.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
So by now a lot of people have bought this shoe. It's a half price cheaper version of the Vaporfly Next%. It's got a full carbon plate and a high stack height. So what happens when you take this shoe to 1,000 kilometers, which is probably another 400 kilometers higher than what the manufacturer recommends or expects from it. A lot of people say you should change your shoes way before 1,000 kilometers. So talking about the React foam first, it's very forgiving, very cushioned foam, not as soft as the Zoom X that you'll find on the Vaporfly, but it's a very, very forgiving foam. It's got quite obviously a lot more stack height in the back, and I would say after 1,000 kilometers that has held up really, really well. You see, this has actually been through the wash now recently, because the last run I took it out on had a lot of muddy puddles that I went through. It's a slight off-white anywhere, but you can see the upper has got a slight decolorization in it, but I've got no problem with that at all. Looking at the soles, this is at 1,000 kilometers and it hasn't actually broke through the whole layer. That's quite a thin layer. If you look at the other side, looking at the other side here, you can see that's pretty much as it was, brand new. Looking at the tread pattern on the front, the traction in the wet is exceptionally good. You know, you'd think you'd be sliding all over, but no, it's absolutely, it's probably one of the best shoes I've got in the wet compared to most of the shoes. They've got a lot of tread, maybe a lot of fins in the foot pattern. It's really, really good. Take a look at the toe end. You can see the toe, there's two layers. There's an upper and then there's an inside upper to this. So the Vaporwave on the outside and then there's like a softer socky type material on the inside. And you can see where the inside of that is just starting, I've put my nail in there, it's just starting to wear through. The actual Vaporwave material on the outside is really solid, so I don't feel it in the shoe when I'm running. Obviously it was recommended by the manufacturers that you could wear this shoe without socks. I wouldn't. I always wear socks. What I like about the shoe is there's a foam pattern along the back there, but as you get right into the corner, they've actually removed all the foam, so you don't actually get any rubbing on the back of your Achilles, which makes it much nicer when you're running in that. I've got another brand new pair, unused shoes, and we can now do a comparison against a brand new pair. You can see, looking at the brand new pair, comparing the colours, you can see the discoloration in the old one, and obviously the brand new one's got the traction. As a gentle push on it, it does feel a bit firmer. So this has softened a little bit, but it'll be very interesting to see how they perform. So the next stage is to take both shoes out, 1,000 kilometer shoe versus brand new 0 kilometer shoe. What's the difference? How does it feel? Are we going to get any more kick off the carbon plate? I'm not so sure. Maybe we will. Giving it a bit of a bend test. It's bending there, but not as much give in this as in a brand new pair. So we're out on the run now. Take one out for 3 runs. On the first run we're wearing both brand new shoes. On the second run the left shoe was new, and on the third run the right shoe was new. Main thing to notice is the newer shoe is a little bit more responsive, a little bit firmer. The racked foam obviously is fresher and hasn't had a chance to soften up like the older pair. The old pair's still responsive enough, and there's no difference in the speed, it's just slightly more cushioned, which on a long run that's possibly a little bit better. So after 1,000 kilometers, very little has changed. It's still a good shoe. Use a shoe up to 1,000 kilometers. I would say if you're going to take any shoe to 1,000 kilometers, it shouldn't be used on its own all of the time. Although of all the shoes that I've run in, this is probably the one that what I'd say would do less damage to your body if you just use this alone. I kept it in my rotation, and I've probably ran maybe any distance 16 kilometers or over. Definitely this shoe would be used for. I have run 5 marathon distances in it this year. It's been very good. Typically if I'm running a 20-25 kilometer distance, 30 kilometer distance, this would probably be the go-to shoe to use. I've also, using the Saucony Endorphin Speed for those kind of distances. So all in all, it's a brilliant shoe. I think if you're going to use it in your rotation, typically for the tempo and the speed work, and you can definitely use it for a marathon, and I will use it for a marathon, an actual marathon event, when we get back to running marathon events.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.